If you don't put all these things in place, and also physical security is whatever you put, at least to debar, to delay, to deny, to detect, to deter whatever they want to steal. That's all it was good security information. Any good citizen must have that for. If you have that for whoever you are, you will excel. And that's why you say they excel in abroad. What? The hours they work is just 4 or 5 hours old. Where are you? We know we do 24 hours now. Don't let me, because my country, I love my country. Let me just speak that. Let us go. Crime control and prevention strategies. Any community that wishes to enjoy relative peace and harmony must take crime prevention very seriously. This book, or this subject I'm giving, sir, 15 years ago, I have gone with something like this. We thought when they hear, they will do. I still tell you that it's a reverse is the case. Reverse is the case. This account for the existence of varieties of vigilantes going by different names all over the major cities and towns and villages in Nigeria. I'm talking of any community that wishes to enjoy relative peace and harmony must take crime prevention very important. Crime prevention is better than proactivity, that's crime detection. Crime prevention is just only for just like safety. Unsafe act or safe condition. If you make sure that you are not performing act that is unsafe, then this one will not come. Because safe condition comes, then that is leading to death or injury, like mommy said. There was that man that acted it, he was working on a unsafe condition. Anyway, a safe act versus unsafe condition is what? Injury or death. So if we prevent all these things, we won't be spending it money. This money will have for education. Let me tell you, almost we that have children in public school. Prayer is working very well. So pray. But myself as a security expert, I can tell you that in 1 year, in the year's time, they will not go back to school. You say what? But there's no safety security or safety issues. There's nothing that can fall in. There's nothing you can do. I said on Damascus, the children that has been long, but that's longest years ago said, after your normal sociological activity, the next thing is what? Safety and security. Since after safety and security, you're looking at actualization, you look at all other things. But that's it, you have to be taken care of. Then you want to take care of it. How? You are in school, you will be discharged. So we have to go back to them and let us work on that. There are 3 tiers of government, let me just go and step on that. Who will be first? Because of one person. I hope I'm saying something here. Thank you very much. So, now, I just want to say, once crime has been prevented, there will be no crime to, and when there is no crime to report, there will be no crime to identify and investigate. In agreement with the adage which says that prevention is better than cure. I've said it before. It's also the reason why governments at every level spend more money on crime prevention than what is spent on crime detection through investigation. The importance of crime prevention in our nation cannot be overstressed. Every citizen is expected to be law-abiding, security conscious, and to cooperate fully with law enforcement. Law enforcement. It's a complete law enforcement.
I think it's from the recording. It's from. I have it.
When you take a criminal, I put somebody before, say let's go to police station. Look at this in the location. The first is saying let's go to police station. I know the truth. He knows there will be no follow up. In the normal criminal and offense issue, when you get the crime, after the crime leaves the real issue, it's supposed to be considered by the state. Whereby it's either to be prison or other complaints. That's a big offenses, right? And it's yes, politics because it is not one. What I have to do, I don't think it's very well into this. I've done it. There's no identity for self. What's the name here? Innocent is one of my officers. What I'm saying. We will catch. They will catch them. So let's keep moving. So no policy, no standard. Like I said, procedural. That's what I said. If you want to have a good security information standard, and what multinational. Go first. If you touch working, you justice like weapons, like what is it? Anytime you work in an organization, they say fighting is not allowed. So if you just have somebody and it looks like fighting, if I, the head of security, or the reporting, if I hide it, they will sack me. I must take your. It's either you are suspended or you are sacked. So it's not your organization. You expect fight to happen. Even happy. There was a day one shoot now, a passion that doesn't have any. He shoot somebody with bottle. I'm telling you a lot of experiences here. What God Almighty was crime. It's a very bad thing that destroys the nation. So in preventing crime now, crime prevention is of course one of the main functions of the Nigerian police, and this is achieved through the we need to know them because when they do this job, sometimes we don't appreciate them. I really want to support any estate that you see that is peaceful, they are supporting law enforcement. For some of us, most of us in the United States, or even in your normal area, you are providing your own security by supporting them. If you don't support them, there will be issues. Because when they patrol this morning, a lot of things. So money is essential and supporting them. So let's see what they do in order to prevent crime. They do pit patrol. I'll just be reading it. Pit patrol is just checking on the location, a particular location, given by a security officer. If you give a security officer here to protect, he needs to be patrolling there. Otherwise, if he's here, somebody may be perpetrating something there. So pit patrol. Anti-robbery patrol, yes, because robbery, when they rob, they can steal your car, they can rob you and still be driving the car around. And they are not magicians and there's no CCTV camera. So they use this method to achieve it. So by the time they just show your particulars and that's what you and I will say, why is paying us? After all, this is the past. So let's see, come on. No, they have done a lot. It's just that they don't make noise. So anti-robbery patrol will not detect those robbers, maybe are stolen, that these patrols are carried out in crisis in cities and urban towns, and also along the highways, in order to curb crime, to prevent crime. Anti-vice cause of intelligence. And intelligence is key. Sir, I am privileged to work a little bit in American University. I still have my friends there. At times, when we have one another, they will tell me the bomb blast that happened during those days of Jonathan. A friend has told me that we should be careful, something like God Almighty. That's all that we have gathered to do. The blast that happened last, look at the blast, look at it. The particles, one blast is not an easy. Anybody who has not experienced fire, water, all these things they call all these things that they call natural disasters. Please don't just talk. I have seen them, I've seen them because of my job. This blast is this bomb blast. We used to do scholarship at home. So the person said, pray. Thank God I think myself did that. So I was once with that sort to another position sort of we had those instances at home, all these those walking around. So I was initially too. So I wasn't supposed to go to work, but my HOD or coordinator come, tell the minister complained of something. You have to come back to come somewhere. Commander, my friend, this will consult you. I think this was a Saturday. Okay, so she need me. Excuse me. You throw the little bit like we took this stuff about them. Behold, it was a bomb blast. The particles of those things from far was dropping on my own car. I now saw vehicles, tires, doing what? That is not the bomb blast scene. Far from bomb blast, but it is the velocity, the strength of that bomb blast was attacking a car that is 300 meters away. Beside me, if you have not seen a practical example, please don't just be having some place. I know. That's why I'm saying our law enforcement people, they are doing this. You know the guns those people are using? That they shot like this meters. That if they use 40 to the already is already affecting you and which one to take time. It's not that they are just with their weaponry or their arsenal is not even matching the arsenal of the enemy. So how do you want to do? I told you for like a month, the tire of my own personal car, I thought it was good was supposed to. that is that test. Then once you saw those people that their players are not strong, it's affecting. Immediately we saw them all, they were packing. But my own too started giving problem, showing that still too has an impact on my worker. So this is a gentleman. It is not easy. And all these issues are very terrible. So water patrol are carried out by marine police officers and personnel to check case of privacy. I'm just trying to tell you what are the measures you put in place. So let them know these ones are the ones we see. The one that were that Navy, the naval or the Navy officers are doing, you will never see. But please let us appreciate them. Where enemies passes most is where you do you less expect. Right? They know that if they are coming through the normal road, sir, am I saying something, sir? If they are passing through the normal road, anybody can affect them, you can see them. But water, how many of us goes near water? And this is a very bad thing. And they are always there. They are doing a lot. If they don't do, could they do severe escapes? Is to block, is to they do it so that today. The word I said under this aspect that the starts at 9 and 10 is 29 and 10. Then stop at 10 and such. That one is just, sir, don't let it pass so long. They have caught people who have human heads inside the car before. They have some human being has been get inside the bush that the kidnappers are taking. You know why? That's stop and such. Let me give you a formula. I used to say, how do these people, are they witch? How do they know they have to stop and they don't stop? The moment you unload, you don't load. But those who did pieces, load all over effort. It's like the load is the one inside. Why the load goes down, your car will what? Will process the something like that. Most of the times, I'm not at this purpose of learning. So when you are traveling, you say they will stop you separately because you have heavy load and showing that something is like this can be set on scale. So that's why you have to be there to do what? To do this searches because we have detected a lot of things that have been a problem to the nation. However, because of time, I think they are coming around that. So let me can say something or one of the things that is very meaningful. So let me just go to the conclusion. That's really not people saying we OSHA because OSHA is a organization and assuming that I would never feel like that is stopping part of them. Aside from learning, as the one they are doing is saving life. I don't want to waste your time. I have suffered a lot under safety and security. I become a security and security, but one problem is not allowing me to rest. Today, tomorrow, and I said, okay, I will not be the wala. That is gone. You can imagine you're working in a place, so lot of problem. I do this first, but to take the experience I have, I'm doing what teaching my wife and any other person here. Even it's not a problem. If I tell somebody that in 2 weeks time you have problem, anything, I'm only using security sense of you. I'm not doing anything, it's just security. You just enjoy, you just started your work, I started behind gold. And where do you see the money? Oh, my madam, I don't know what goes on in there. If you employ somebody within a day or 2 days, someone will say, I say, this is why it's a lot. You know what? Go to the kitchen. He's a house girl. I want to give this. You have to go to the kitchen. Inside the kitchen are beautiful things. You're getting now, unknowing to that camera is watching that. Beautiful things. Oh, Jesus. So, because my parents are not too poor. They are good. So I've seen what they come and they have machine and all that. So if I go to any area, what is all this? But for somebody who is not around, probably that we are talking about, what's it? As I say, what's this? Psychologically, we love that thing. Psychologically, that thing we are captive. So if you cannot take on, it's small. You are not even taking it because you want to steal it. But just what this is what? This is unique. You have not seen it before. So the woman will say that girl was supposed to steal. Behold, we did a month. It's still done for. So we in South Africa, when you create Nigeria region, believe eradication of crime is safe. Anyway, in the world, anywhere in the world, sorry, for the synergy of government agencies in Nigeria with private living organizations like OSHA and is made more. My wonderful, eminent, international professional directors and ministers and colleagues. Also, thank you very much for giving me this time to say the truth and say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think it deserves a bigger round of applause. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will take our next paper, but with the kind permission of all of us, I'd like to request we just rise for a second. Let's just rise to stretch ourselves. You may just want to take any position just to stretch a little. All right, we can begin to use our seat again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Distinguished gentlemen, is a man with so much of financial passion, financial background. He will be speaking on a professional financial safety intelligence session. Again, a professional financial safety intelligence session. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome a very young gentleman, Managing Director McField's Global Limited. I'd like to welcome Philip A. Adekola. He's, of course, a very senior fellow of the. I welcome you, sir. Again, he's a senior fellow. He'll be taking us on this topic at this time. Please welcome for within 20 minutes.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Philip A. Adekola. I'm the big master of a financial global firm at the McField. And then I'm going to our expertise, which has to do with the financial space. I will have to come to the middle because I'm talking very I feel like I'm in a cage here. This money matter now, so I will be down to earth. So please, if anybody else, I tell them to come inside and collect the money because the administrator said I should share. So let everybody wake up. Let us come. Yeah, so I'm going to put that money in the site, not in cash. I'm going to distribute that money. And after this section, I believe our financial lives will not remain the same. It has to be more practical. So now, I'm a financial expert, a professional, and then my status called across consultancy, fund management, and advice. I build businesses, I develop businesses for investors or clients. But in the case of God, we have a lot of clients on my approach. And then, without financial knowledge, there's something in the middle. These are safety and security knowledge. If you permit me, just use the L in between the knowledge, the spelling of that knowledge, the L. Let's put it as an hyphen. It becomes a know and edge. Well, it's something you simply want to know that keeps us edge over others. So when you want to write the knowledge, instead of just put the L in the vertical form, then you know that no edge, something we want to have that gives you edge over the next person. So I'm a student of knowledge. Mama, I really appreciate you. I've seen the way you are writing. You are just into learning. And so when you are a student of knowledge, you always have edge in everything you do. I've learned so much, and it's really a blessing. So in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to take you on the financial right. And I wanted to put this all we'll be discussing. Finance. Financial intelligence is what simply makes the rich richer, the poor poorer, and the poor become rich. Financial knowledge, when we're talking about intelligence. Financial knowledge is what gives people edge. The rich become richer, the poor become poorer, and the rich becomes poor. It's about financial knowledge. Now, what is simply finance? Because I'm going to be lecturing, you might not be seeing the write-up the way my colleague followed his own write-up. So you have to be a good writer. I'm going to mention some key points. After this section,
your finance will have a turnaround. I can show you that. Please follow me very well. So let's go to business finance. Finance is the act of making, managing, and multiplying money. Finance is simply the act of making, managing, and multiplying money. I'm going to be teaching you a grassroots, a root financial knowledge. That's what I'm giving to you. Not the one you go to bank. They are in different financial institutions. They don't even have financial knowledge. Are you with me? So you are meeting with someone that will take you to the simplest measure of how to understand finance. So now, is what is it? Multiply money. Otherwise, finance is an equation that needs to be solved. Now, there are three types of finance. The three types of finance is public finance. If you are writing, public finance, corporate finance, and personal finance. There are three types of finances that we have. We have public finance, corporate finance, and personal finance. The corporate finance connotes the federal government, state government, and government finance. And the corporate finance connotes the ministry you are working, your company, parastatals, that's their own finance. Everybody have their own account. Then the one that was finally paid to you as a form of salary or other entitlement is now your own personal finance. So I think about finances that we have. Now, I talked about money being an equation. The first M, known as triple M equation of finance, or M raised to power equation of finance. The first M says make money. The second M says manage money. And the third M says multiply money. Make money, manage money, and multiply money. This is equation of finance. And that takes us to cash flow. Cash flow simply means movement, money movement. And we have two cash flow. We have inflow, that's earn and spend. You are earning, you are spending. So you are in between the earning and spending. So the main thing about finance, is management. Now, there's a formula to solve. I'm going to give you that formula now for your financial management. This is the key. If you see anybody that is making more money, it's because he has an adequate financial management skill. And if you see anybody that's getting poor, this management skill. Now, to make money, requires you do just one thing, working, and that's working. Either working for yourself or working for somebody else. By the means of selling goods or offering services. These are the ways of making money. So I think I've told you how to make money now. So everybody needs to work if you want to make money. And if you choose not to make money, that's fine, but you must spend. If you choose not to earn, you must spend. So it's good to make money. And you make money either by working for yourself or working for somebody else. By reason of selling, getting services or what selling. Now, money management now. You have money of, let's say, 100,000 naira, for instance. Now, there is an equation. This money has to be summed to a total of 100%. I'm talking about money management. I've told you, I've solved the first equation of the first M, that's make money. I said you need to work to make money. I'm solving the second one, I manage money now. Then the last one, I buy money. Now, to manage money, this is the formula. Please look at the screen. This is the formula to manage money. Any money made is divided into three. And I'm using the four multiplication sign, division, the subtraction, the addition, and the multiplication. Once you make money, the first thing you apply is the division mathematical sign. So what you do is divide the money into three. What percentage am I saving? Because I say, what percentage am I spending? And what percentage am I investing? Are you with me? So some people do 40, 40, 20. Just go for the best formula for yourself. Some people do 30, 30, 60. I'm going to be spending 30% of my income. I'm going to be saving 30%. I'm going to invest 60%. Depends on how the financial activities work around you. Because the financial activities, there are dues of financial spending, saving on, and investing. Now that takes us to, and there are four stages of financial status. As we have stated, we are in between those four categories. Not enough. These are people struggling to make money. The other category is just enough. People that can take care of their needs alone. The third one is, I said there are four categories of financial status. Number one is not enough. The other one is just enough, people that can take care of their needs. They're more than enough, people that can take care of their needs, their wants, and other things. And much more than enough, these are people that are in surplus. Are you with me? So now, Mama said she traveled and then she was paid because she could not help someone to get an artificial hand. And then she has some dollars. Are you with me? To do that. To do that. So if she had enough, she would have been able to do that. Now, there's no finance cannot be achieved without what? Without money. So that is why the fellow inductees that are coming in today, OSHA has made it that, okay, I should come and give this to talk about money. Because the truth is, maybe I'm making money, maybe I'm working, I'm making money, but they can't account for their money. Are you doing? That is where you need a financial expert. As I get of God, I'm a financial consultant in many organizations, many companies that their finance has been in a mess. When I got there, I was able to. And I have many financial giants and high profile individuals I manage funds. Does is give financial guidance. Only money is a figure, it has no hand. Just like safety has no hand. So you need to be continuously. You need to be busy of making money because it's in figures. And why do we save money for two things that life dispense? We save money for emergency and opportunities. We save money for emergencies and opportunities. And we have chosen we are preparing the formula you want to use for your money management and the percentage to invest. Knowing fully well that the only activity of money that yields production is investment. Thereby, investment is an input. That's the reason for investment. Investment is an input for the production. How do I not make the right investment? Some people have gotten into wrong investment and have got their hand on. Are you with me? Now, maximizing financial growth is our slogan. How do you maximize financial growth? Some people, there's even people growing up and swelling up. When somebody swells up, you end up getting swelled. Are you with me? Now, many people have invested in so many things. Some people do MM and all these things that got their hands on. I pressed the button, right? That's because they lack proper financial guidance. They are what to do and what not to do. And for you to be the best, life is like a football pitch. We all have our wings. Are you with me? Get an expert. Guide you through financial excellence. Now, there are three types of investments. There are ownership investments, one. Ownership investment is you owning the investment, owning the business yourself. And it's very important to have full ownership and partial ownership. Either you are joint for sole proprietorship. Then the second type of investment is cash equivalent. Some people have phobia for business. Some people what they do does not, their means of making money, because everybody must make money, does not allow them to do other things. So if I give this money, how much back? They invest money and get money in return. And the top type of investment is lending investment, which is about loan. Because if you take a loan, you must get interest. You must pay interest. That's another type of investment. Now, to wrap it up, many people make money, but they cannot own money. They can't keep money. That's a challenge. And can keep money, but they cannot reproduce money. That's where you can be able to produce money. It's not enough to be able to make money. And by default, we are all financial practitioners. Practice. I have a lot of clients like that. They can make money, but they cannot account for their money. Before I stepped in, I was able to give them the accurate to be able to hold money. How to keep money very well. So people, they have 200 million in their accounts for the past 5 years. The damage they are doing is that 20 million will no longer buy what you buy that 5 years now. So if money is not working, so the money has to keep on working. Because needs for money is enormous. Mama, if you had gotten that money that time, you would have bought that for that person because the money was not there. So if the money, the one you have is put into work, it will always meet up with any value of time. So now, and if money is not, if your money is not working for you, it's only working for somebody else. So all you need is an expert with integrity. All you need is an expert. As a company, I'm a financial consultant to so many companies. You sit down and plan your finance very well. Then when people are saying there's no money, the only money that they get bonds is the ones that are gone out of this thing. But there's no money that's been taken to heaven. All the money is there on it. So when you are saying there's no money, very well. Well, are you with me? There is a knowledge. Remember I said knowledge is what you know, like UCH. The knowledge that is giving them, making them to always which you have. Now, in any field you have, get an expert. You can't do everything yourself. I'll just get manager experts. Well, for sure, there are things I will just get from medical experts. To be able to get everything that our personal, I want to put this formula in your personal finance. Me, and I'm a full-fledged member of OSH. My company as well, corporate member, a full-fledged. You will be able to call me one of these days and say, nah, I've met somebody, a financial person that is going to turn my finance around, except you do not apply this knowledge. Remember, Mama says it's not all about having the knowledge. So go and put it into practice. Now, financial reproduction, it's either a loss or a multiplication, but for a person to multiply your money for you, you must have been in it for a very long. I don't just want to put the money in something and you want to get 100% in a month, 30% in a month, 10% in a month. Nobody does that. You should, by that nature, you should know that this thing, there are some problem somewhere. Now, in conclusion, please go to the money. You see how money works. You have seen it now. The advantages of financial intelligence. It gives an organized financial life. Many people do not have an organized financial life at all. So with this little knowledge class, because I'm rushing because of my time, you have an organized financial life. When people are stressing about money, you don't have anything to ask to receive the stress because good. Now, secondly, it saves you from financial pressure and mess. My clients and stakeholders take some steps, just the financial step. They call my advice. What do you think? And I guide them accordingly. So that there are some pressure that is lack of knowledge. Some people are working the same company. They say, how are you working? We're going the same salary, we are doing the same thing. Because they have someone, they have mentor, financial mentor. And for you to stand tall in life, you need mentor in any aspect. For you to stand tall in life, you need mentor. Now, and you want to go far in life, you need an expert in the field. Now, it guarantees financial stability and increase. Many people are making those things in their hands. So with this knowledge now, if you apply, you ask them increase. It's not enough to just make money and keep money. That's not money you keep somewhere. There's a business for it. My job is to get you opportunities that can produce a fund for you. That's why I'm a consultant. As an expert. Now, lastly, some persons might be here. OSHA has produced the opportunity now for your finance because OSHA cares so much about finance because they know in that finance. When Prof was talking, he was mentioning a lot about we pay into it. Even OSHA, we have to do some. There's nothing that was not involved in finance. So that is why this simple training we help you to have an organized financial life with stress-free. You don't just have idle funds somewhere. You shouldn't have idle funds somewhere. Now, this is my personal contact. I'm officer. This is my personal contact for this is a public section, for private section, and then but you could reach me on WhatsApp. Set out to activate because of some calls, minimum of this thing. And then I want to volunteer for something. Mama made something and the thing really hit me, and I made that any knowledge you have that is not with benefit to society is useless. We go for training and you know how we pay for training every day for training. But on behalf of OSHA, my chairman is speaking, I want to volunteer myself to train, to work in an organization. There's no price tag. Volunteer myself to come and train them, give them financial training. Okay, financial trading. Financial trading. Okay, can you hear me, sir? Please, Mama, we need your help on this. There's a lot of financial ignorance in society. And then if you can have good financial management skill, you have less problem. I'm telling you, many people have made so much money by their mismanagement that has made them to now become. Many people have still win money. Money those times that you are buying cars, you see that because of the knowledge that you have. But now you have better knowledge. And if you have someone like me, I will be that time. Financially, you can know now. You know now. I will give account for you. My name will be mentioned that the financial expert is. So there's that financial discipline that will come in. That's my work. If you are working in an office to make money, my experience that the money is secure because my money management is to make money, protect money, and make money. So while others are complaining, because I have ties all across Africa, both international, digital, and physical opportunities. My job is to get opportunities. I give my client 1 to 3 units of financial boosts per year that can turn their finance around. That is why I encourage saving because opportunity can come. Challenges can come. No one should meet you. Financial knowledge. But what if you don't have that thing that gives you edge? Knowledge. What if you don't know that thing that gives you edge? So please, I want to tell this personal. So it's going to be a different ball game when I have private session with one-off session with mine. So you might have interest in financial upgrade, which I think everybody has. I volunteer myself to be at the service. And then once you just chat me on WhatsApp that this is my so you give lecture on OSH, I will need to respond to because they are number on the screen. That's my office address. I'll send the tower, open the towers there. My office there. To round up this section, I think I've learned one of two things. I don't know if I'll make sense to you. Please. To round up this section, Mama, please. I wouldn't mind. I want to see how I can go to every section and train them on finance. If that's what we can give to society, if they can manage their funds very well, I think we'll be far from little problem. Once there's money, I think like 70% of problems are solved. Am I right? Have money. If financial problem is solved, I think like 70% problem is already solved. And to live a good life, to have optimal security and safety, fund is essential. I don't know if I'm right. That is why the secret of many financial giants today is that they have a financial guidance that guides them to financialism. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been my pleasure. There will not be time for request and answer because of the limited time limit. I'm sorry if I've gotten. I might have to rush this. But for private section, you want me to train to give financial training. Some people being service after they are done from service, people that are serving, it's when you decide that that's when life starts. So there's a program that will secure your fund and will give you a good life. You don't have to depend on children or depend on one retirement or activity or this and that. You are able to, what you have, you can be able to reproduce it and it's enough for you for the rest of time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and you're welcome to us. This was part of what OSHA and the new inductees. This is part of what OSHA for to secure you not only but financially as well. Thank you very much.
Very much to the financial man. I think he deserves a better round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, our final paper for this workshop, and then we will go to us for the investiture ceremony. Let me now welcome to speak on safety and security knowledge in the workplace. I'd like to welcome Tampana Ibrahim Mohammed. He is a public relations officer with the FCD Fire Service, Abuja, and is going to step up here to speak on safety and security knowledge in the workplace. I welcome you.
I have to stay somewhere here so as to see the slide. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Yes, a lot has been said, and that we have security. And The last speaker emphasized on knowledge. And the first thing I will mention in my slide is about knowledge. Because the knowledge, that's the theme, safety and knowledge, the key to saving lives. So, knowledge, the theoretical or practical understanding of the subject. If you understand the last speaker, he said, understand the financial aspect of your life. Then we are talking about safety and security. Aspect of safety and security must be understood. The speaker before him, that is Mr. Taiwo, also emphasized on security knowledge. Now, the next slide. It is a great wisdom to seek for knowledge, because knowledge, in another way, acquired, still gives more wisdom. So by the time you get more wisdom about the particular thing you want to learn, about the subject, then you will excel. Let me also say, because Prof was saying something a while ago, useless bridge. Now, I want to refer us to this saying that the eyes are useless when the mind is blind. If the mind is blind, then whatever you are seeing, you are not seeing anything at all. If there's a fire extinguisher in this hall, and you are not seeing it, by the time the crisis happens, you won't be able to use it because you don't even know that it is in there. Therefore, when you activate your mind, you will understand why some things do happen. When you activate your mind, you will know why some people are being rushed to the hospital as a result of carelessness. When you activate your mind, you will know why some people are being involved in an avoidable accident. Bubble or swimming up. Somebody mentioned that exposing your belongings, your good things in your car can attract debt. That is vulnerability. You have opened it, then you have created opportunity as well. They will look for the opportunity, seize the opportunity, and have access to it. So, don't expose your things. That is when you are safe and you are secure. Fall into scammer tricks. He mentioned MMM a while ago, because we don't have the understanding. So we fell prey to MMM tricks. We thought money was coming in then, and it was actually trickling in. All of a sudden it ceased. Somebody has played on our intelligence. So why should we allow that activated our minds? Therefore, a workable mind sees in anticipation and think of the control through the acquisition of knowledge. Now, having said this, a while ago, Engineer Walaka was saying somebody was, one of his uncle was coming down after inspecting a good house that he had just built. And all of a sudden, he slipped, tripped, and he was rushed to the hospital, and he never came back. What a very sad situation. That is one aspect. If you are thinking very well, as a result of sleep, trip, and fall, as a safety professional. But let us look at it the other angle. How in this hall has not thought of it in an angle of 9-step mother to one. Of course, all is from the village. The village people, thank you. So many of us have, been, trapped in this kind of belief that we don't take safety. Instead of me to come to this hall and then come, I decide to waste time. Test your document elsewhere. Because most of these things have a backup in the cloud. You have said, okay, let me put it on Google. But how do you mean? You change the password after you have removed that person from the institution? That is also a kind of negligence. Please. Yes. Before I've said this for primary, yes, I've said it. Now, to reduce risk, you must be aware of potential health hazard. You drink a lot of water. You know, they say water is life, is that? So you drink a lot of water, observe hygiene, avoid drunkenness, smoking, and social vices. Honestly, let me quickly say this. There are people that you will find in your workplace, they are, you know, drunk. So when they drink, they will tell you you're not drinking to your workplace. They drank yesterday. And the hangover that is now disturbing them today. But by the time you just try to correct them on something, you see where they fell. So in that case, such people should not be managed. That is safety, in fact, negligence in the purpose of the management. Don't manage such person. If you want to enjoy yourself, target when you are off. We cannot, in totality, say don't drink. No, it's part of pleasure. Drink, but let it not be the period when you are engaging in machine. Okay? Yeah. Then avoid drunkenness, smoking, and social vices. Wash your hands regularly, physical exercise, and avoid obesity. When you are sitting, just like a while ago, he said we should stand up, we should exercise ourselves. If you're sitting in a place for a long time, there is that tendency that you have strain or strain. And there was a time I listened to, I think I should let us know, when you are leaving a driver's seat or the other seat, probably you parked in a wrong place, or you parked well, your car well. And then somebody now came and blocked where you will enter your car, your driver's side. So suppose you are now inside, you are the one that now parked. Do you know that you can't open the door and leave it through that way? I have attempted several, and I have also gotten a lot of experiences from people. When they attempt leaving from the other side, sometimes you see multiple holding them there because they will go upward, not balanced. So you move one leg, you are moving the other, you are just not too comfortable. Before you know most people can even hold it when it's normal. That brain will now help you there. And if it is so strong, there's some that doesn't make one on time, that person might be having a very big challenge and might go from there. So that is also one of the things. To reduce safety risk, you must be aware of potential safety hazards, develop procedures to prevent accidents, develop continuous safety training programs such as this, workshop, seminar. You know, we go to different places. OSHA, I've been an OSHA trainer since 2017. The president, the former president just left here now, 2017. And we have gone to many places, we've trained so many people. And I want to believe that even as I work with the fire service, and I'm very, very happy when I see some of my brothers here, and this Musa from the Federal Fire Service, and the lady from Equipmetn, you know, these are safety managers in their own various places. But they want to get inducted and promote safety the more, and that is good. So in that case, you are to develop safety training even within your own workplaces. Make sure people are carrying, in fact, don't say they've known it before. Complacency is what kills us most times. Yes, I'm used to doing this job. Just like a driver, when doing this Abuja, they were using these buses. You see a boss, man, a driver saying, hey, when you say, sir, please drive carefully. You know, my boy, what do you mean? I've been driving up for the past 30 years. What does that mean? Does that mean that accident cannot happen? Just a token of my time. So please, this is what we should be doing. Training, training, and training. Be aware of the law that regulates their home or work environment. See, the laws are there. The implementation is the case. And just like Madam said, honestly, we need people that will drive it. And we're already on the OSHA. And with you being in your own ministry, or your own department and your agencies, we also believe that we cannot do it alone. You must drive the course in your own various ministries or your MDAs. So in that case, we need you there so that we can have a lot to be achieved. To reduce security risk, beware potential security hazards, develop procedure to prevent unauthorized movement in your premises. Yes, that is. So if you prevent movement in your premises, sorry, this is one of the things we are talking about. Our is a health risk, because right now the heat will build up now after some time, and that's our health challenge. Is that not? And then it's a safety thing. Suppose the doors are electronically fixed. If they can't open it after this light outage, what do you have? Safety risk and also security. You might not get the smell from outside that threats are coming. So it might be. So the security thing is that we should be able to get ourselves prepared. Now, creating awareness. Creating awareness. You know, awareness is not all about just gathering, making safety lectures and all that. But we have social media. Social media is there now for us to also, you know, get our knowledge from. If you click anything, especially for those who want movies and other things, even from movies, you learn things. Yeah, if you want to learn things and you want to be positive, you want to be practical, then you better learn good things. You better, you know, align yourself with safety and security, so that as you are moving out, I need to have problem with my spouse at times, because while I am so careful about the movement of going out, if she wants to go to the market and say, hey, have you listened to news today? News. But she can wake up early in the morning and start watching it. I guess I know some people are like, yeah. But don't confess to me. Just tell yourself that yes, I am like, yeah, you see? You watch movies 2/7. But what do you achieve for that long time? Why can't you just listen to news? So if I'm not changing the channel to news, hey, there will be a problem. But we have divided the time. Yes, time for the movies, I don't disturb you. But when it comes to 9 o'clock network news, channel news 10 o'clock, TVC, sorry, don't disturb me. I was so and then we have shared it. So you see, we need to give time to learn so many things. Not learn, because there was a time there was this crisis in Abuja. They say shites. When they were demanding for their leader to be, yes, they went to secretariat secretariat. So they were in Wuse, and she was to go to Wuse. I just called her from the office. I said, where are you? He said, I'm prepared to go to Wuse. He said, don't go. Why? I said, don't go again. What is going on? The CEO, my customer wants so. Or do you want to get the reason? So you want to know the reason. Shites are there and they're stationed there, and anything can happen. The police are actually there. We are actually there, but anything can happen. Somebody can take advantage of what's going on there. You know. So she now said, hey, is that so? Okay, I will not. I said, now look at the news. Oh, yeah, tune into your AIT. Just told me there. So okay, now look at it. Just see the news now. So she now can say, hey, see them on their too. Say, I won't go again. So you see, so please let us give time to watch news and see what is going on, so that we are, I think I'll start in part so that it's almost finished. More so about carelessness. Whenever we have established anything that is worth doing, this is what we will not, then let us please employ by putting in all the necessary things that are supposed to protect that and protect us. Because if anything happens, physically it will affect you, economically it will affect you, socially it will affect you. If fire constantly happens in Nigeria, then other countries don't want to do anything with us, because they say, no. That place, any small thing now you see. Then another thing is this. By the time this banditry and kidnapping, another thing, look at your, if you expose your things like I said before, you will see there was this scenario. A vehicle was stopped. These 3 churchmen came out from the bush and they stopped this man. Oh, stop it. He was just saying, hey, God, I don't have anything. Hey, we don't have anything. Who will pay for my ransom? And all of a sudden, the people say, hey, we are armed robbers. And anything that you have, bring them out. Now people say, hey, Ambas, long time no see. Long time no hear you. So, you know, meaning, hey, so it's even our it's a very gentle case. This will not be a bandit. So, in which they put themselves out and they allow them to, because bandits and kidnappers are not the senior boss, just like your ancestors. So, do not be a yes. Okay, be conscious of your surroundings. I've said so. Stop exposing valuables in your car. Do not be a night crawler. Yes. In this situation, we find ourselves, we don't have to keep late at night. If you are somebody that goes to club, fine. You better stay wherever you are. Stay there following day, so that you don't walk at night. There was a time a fire happened in one bank. I don't want to mention the bank, and we got there late at night and we saw people on the street waiting for customers. Now, we now said this is very risky. How can these people be standing at this hour, 2 a.m.? Then that was when somebody who was coming from the club now hit, I think he was drunk, he hit a place and he was standing there. Now, we came out from the bank after we had extinguished fire and then came out from it. He was already, you know, they are slumped. So we took him to the hospital from this. What am I saying? Do not even like crawling or associate with the good people. Yes, associating with good people. By the time you associate, you will be safe, you will be, because he's telling you the right thing to do. You are safe, it's not endangering your life, and you are secure. So this, the next slide, you have that, so that you can. Safety and security now are a cheap and effective insurance policy. Safety and security goes to the individual, to the family, to the employer, to the state, to the nation, and international community. So every small safety effort takes a step away from accident. Is it true of us?
Yes.
True. Now, being safety and security structures is being saved from all forms of disaster. And not gadget, but a state of mind. Now, sir, you were telling us something about how you experienced and about what you did evacuation tree. Many attacks back on evacuation tree, when they are forced to come down to the muster point, you will see people shouting the goods. At the time they will say, my passport, my passport. Which passport? Is it not a migration passport? Don't worry, you will get another one. So now say, no, I'm talking about BlackBerry passport. So that time it was the time the branch of passport of BlackBerry came newly. So she was so passionate about it. So they now picked her bag and gave it to her downstairs and said, see it. See here, thank God. So what am I saying? Because of that passport, she will risk her life and go back inside. So we don't want that to happen. This fire extinguisher is a defense equipment against fire. How many of us have this in our workplaces? If you have them, you know how to use them. Okay, that's the point. So engage us to train. In fact, at times we do organize free training for people, and in most cases, we have even written a lot of letters to people places and say, oh, please engage us. They will say, hello, I hope there's no costs attached to it. So no, no cost. However, you can give honorarium. Thank you. All right, and right now, I want to tell us, if you establish a place, you don't keep it safe, you don't care about your own safety, then that means the mind is not created yet. So safety and security is what is very, very important in our lives, and we need to activate. So to get me, you all know, OSHAssociation has this to say. With you, and the safety starts with awareness, and awareness starts with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to appeal to inductees. The event is supposed to close at 3:30 on the dot, and we're about 10 minutes to 3:30. One more to go. So please, I'd like to appeal to all those who will be coming up now, even for the induction, to be very, very fast. We must work with a very speedy pace to see how we can leave here very early enough. Some persons are leaving town, some persons are going outside Abuja. So please, I'd like to appeal to the next speakers and those. And then I appeal to everyone who has to be very, very brief as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome an associate professor from the Federal University of Latvia, a professor of comparative politics from the Department of Political Science, Federal University of Latvia. Ladies and gentlemen, join us. I welcome Dr. George Akwaya, our assistant for here. So please allow me to beg you to use very, very few minutes. Please, sir. Thank you.
I have very few minutes to use. I crave your indulgence so that I will respect the protocols that have been established here. One of the things I've enjoyed as a teacher is anytime I have a presentation and then they allow me to be the last person, I said I'm not, because I will say just very few things and people will really bother about what I've said. And in all the 4 degrees I have, I always pray that I should be the last person to be called to defend. Because by that time, the external examiner is tired, so he wants to leave. So, I just want to highlight something very important that many of us have never really thought about. The world is urbanizing. In other words, the entire world is moving very rapidly away from village communities to urban centers. And this and the danger today is why they prepared in the slow and gradual pace in which they build their urban societies, establishing institutions that will deal with problems arising from urban centers. We do not have that privilege. Our own is moving so fast. We do not have requisite institutions to deal with problems arising from urban centers. And so the problems are catching up with urban societies as soon as the urban societies have been built. The number of people who die every day in any country at all, especially in developing societies, is higher in urban centers than it is in our villages. So every day, we have more people dying in urban centers than they die in our various villages. If your village has not become an urban center, you will notice this difference. Maybe you never thought about it, but you can begin to think about it today. I have not had any death from my village in the last 6 months. But people have been brought from, neighboring urban centers to be, buried in my village almost every 2 weeks. So this is the thing. Now, what that means is that our urban centers are becoming sources of insecurity and unsafe places for us. The third point that relates to that is that it is in urban centers that employees live, workers live. Abuja, those who are here, you find that nearly half, or 60% of those who are living here are workers. And I mean in the public sector and in the private sector. Including, and when I define workers, I include those people who even hawk things on the streets. They are also workers. Now, as our urban centers are rising, one important element coming with our urban centers is poverty. You know, if you come into town and you live in the city center, so to say, you will think that most people who are in an urban center are people who are doing very well economically. Majority of those who live in an urban societies are very poor. And because the urban population is increasing beyond the facilities and resources in the urban centers, many of them who arrive do not even come into the city center. That's what we mean by urban space expansion. If you are driving into Abuja from Kefi, already some of the places that are in Nasarawa state have already been adjoined into Abuja. And so if you find somebody who lives in Masaka, for instance, he doesn't tell people that he's in Nasarawa, he tells people he's in Abuja. Now, that connection means that the problems that the poor who live almost 4 to 5 kilometers away from the city center will be brought to bear on the people in the cities. One major problem that have arisen also from our urban societies is that there is a huge housing deficit in our urban societies. Those who came to Abuja in the early 90s when they moved the capital from Lagos to Abuja, for almost 10 years, if not more, maybe that has reduced now. But I remember when I graduated from ABUZARA in 98 and we came into Abuja to look for work, many of my colleagues who graduated, finished NYSC and came here were staying in uncompleted buildings, in places that were not complete. And they were workers, public sector workers, who also were forced to move into Abuja that did not have places to stay. And they were staying in some of those places. Today, you find the satellite towns and adjoining areas as a result of the expansion. They have moved. The buildings that are staying inside are really not qualified to be called decent accommodation for anybody, but they are there. And you can think of how people generate. And then they come into the city every day. Now the traffic congestions associated with all of this and the slum that are here all impact on our security and our safety. We listen every day our colleagues, one way or the other. And I think this is one area that we also need to focus on and to begin to really think about. What do we do with our urban places as they arise? Because if we don't do anything, then we are endangering the lives of people who are working hard to sustain the society in which we live. And as I mentioned, our workers, our employees are at the heart of these problems for urban. Now, we cannot deal with the urban problem in order to provide housing and so on until we deal with the very problem created by urban societies, namely the poor. We don't solve the problem of the poor by increasing their sustain their livelihoods, then our urban centers will continue to be endangered. And if we look at the number of crimes that are being committed in our urban centers, those who commit them are the poor. Majority are the poor. One of the deficits of coming to a public function of this kind relates to the fact that this is where the gestation for public policy, and I'm happy about the representative of the head of service who said that in policy framing, you need to map stakeholders because that's where to begin. Unfortunately for us in Nigeria, time there is an opportunity like this, to hear things for themselves so that they will be brave behind that framework.
So please step forward there, one of our speakers for this workshop. Mr. Phillips, please, I'd like to request you just come to the center stage. The head of the Civil Service Administration, you help us with a very big presentation to all of our speakers. They've done double, and so we'd like to appreciate them. So the first will be Mr. Philip Let me call up, please. And then just click on the program. Prof is obviously not here. Okay, when he comes back, we'll present his. Let me welcome Mr. Taiwo to please step forward here. Prof, it is your turn. Thank you. Let me welcome Taplana Ibrahim. Mohammed, please step forward. And then when we support Prophet Demol, we'll make his presentation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's been so wonderful. It's been so good. We can't take an honor to be alive. What a day it is to be alive. Thank you, madam. To witness this ceremony, to witness this workshop. And so I'd like to excuse myself at this time and welcome the man saddled with the responsibility to do the needful. Having fulfilled all the requirements, some to become fellow membership, some to be full members, others associate members, and then some graduate members, some student members, and of course corporate members. Very respectfully, as the program has directed, I shall be welcoming the Chairman, Council of Fellow, to please step forward here and take over these proceedings. But before then, let me welcome it here. Well, I'd like to please coordinate this aspect. I welcome him. Can we appreciate him, please? Thank you.
Yes.
Only that together and run away to go and eat somewhere. When I have not eaten. Let's clap for the MC for that. Thank you. We have been doing a very good job. At this point, we are entering a very sensitive segment of this program to move the program forward. And before then, I think we have to inform some of our incoming fellows to be able to prepare to also move forward for their decorations and other members who are here present. But before then, we need to have a brief remark by the regional president of the association in the person of His Royal Majesty Ambassador who is on his way back to Nigeria for an official trip, the United States of America. So, can we have the president go on, please? So the chairman, council of fellow can be decorated in that manner and also be called to make his investiture speech. And after that investiture speech, as that is going on, the following fellows are directed, please, to march forward by my left, by my right, I mean, so that they will be recognized and they will be marched. We are having new, brand new fellows. It's an opportunity. As I said earlier, if you read the profile of caliber of dignitaries in this profile, you'll be able to know the kind of people needed to drive safety. I believe even the financial experts have shared some money in here, how we can make money and spend money in safety. So some of the chief executives are going to be brought on board to be able to drive the affairs of safety in their various sectors, not just for the organization, in their various sectors, as ambassadors and as champion of safety advocates as far as this field is concerned. Please, can we membership, please? Can we get the chairman, council of fellows decorated, please? While that is going on, let's receive, going by my right,
the Chief Technical Officer, Pollution Control, Federal Minister of Environment, Mr. Abayomi Distin, please. Can we appreciate him, please? Following him is also the Executive Chairman, King Tenzin Security, Mr. Chris Adiwe, please. Can you also march forward? Following this category is also Engineer Omar Suleiman Mohammed, the General Manager, Engineering Award Services at Jupiter City Company Limited. Please, can we appreciate him, please? Moving forward also is the Acting General Manager, Regulatory Safety and Certification, Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency, NEMSA, Engineer Obidi Ojo Bright. Is he on board? I've not seen him. Okay, you are representing. Okay, please, can you have a seat, please? Have a seat. Once the time comes, we'll call you to march forward. We only need all our fellows present to wear the academic investigator gown. If you are representing, you are not permitted to wear the investigator gown of the institute. Thank you. So, if you are representing anybody, once you are called, you come and receive the package, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And following the same line is a sixth person. I think is also represented from what I have here. Okay, we have also here the Director of Finance and Administration. Represented also, that is Mr. Taiwo Olutola Matikuro. Also representation. Okay, he'll be called in due time. So at this point, we also have another scholar here, Evangelist Bertrand Ozodema, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Fratolo Properties Limited. I know this estate is a real estate. I know the company. Let's appreciate him, please. After of estate, these are the kind of things we are talking about. If they can be building all these estates and installing fire extinguisher in kitchens, will it help us move forward? It will help us. You build the kitchens, the facilities, and install fire extinguishers in them, install smoke detectors, install these things, not only AC and lighting. No, the safety element need to be installed. And we can only get that when we get people like him in the country who are building all the whole estates to have that knowledge and that understanding. At this point, I want to call a very seasoned stakeholder of the institute, the Chairman Council of Fellows. Is my chairman around, please? To be able to do his speech on behalf of the regional president. That is also to inform you, he's also my boss, yes, the immediate past president before this point. Thank you so much.
Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon once more. I want to appreciate the new role given to me to sit in for the regional president, who is already airborne from the US to Nigeria. Hopefully, I will be focused. Basically speaking, we are going to do the final stage of our presentation. That's our program, which is the institution of the incoming members and fellows. On this note, I want to say that we humbly welcome the new fellows.
While this is going on, we want to call Professor Labio Magaji. We endorse all our fellows. Then we have the process on there. Chairman, thank you so much. Have a seat for now. Thank you, sir. All the fellows need to be out. All our decorated fellows. Are they outside? Okay. Okay. Yes. Going to help to drive the affairs of the association in the country. I want to hand over to Professor Rabio Magaji, who is also the chairman, the chairman of National Safety Advocacy, the lead team for NCA, for him to do the induction of members at this point. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I would like to congratulate the upcoming fellows, and I hope they have been served with the automated support. Oh, please, let them be served. They have. Okay, they have. All right. So please, I want you to look into the oath. I'm going to read out and then you repeat after me, please. OSH membership oath. Please, you read out. Then you say your name. I hereby swear to abide by the following oath. 1. That I commit to ensure qualitative health and safety supervision to the best of my abilities and service to mankind and society. That above everything else and at all times, I will behave as a leader. That I will care for and improve the health and safety of others. That I will aim to limit risks, prevent danger, and inform correctly. That I will appreciate any other person that teaches me better solutions to health and safety measures. I will use that are made available, responsible, and fight for their accessibility to all. I will behave, treat humans respectively, and contribute to the knowledge and science of securing good health, safety, and environment practices. I will make sure that my attitude towards others shall not be influenced by religious philosophy, political opinion, social status, race, ethnicity, nationality, language, gender, sexual preference, age, illness, or disability. I will respect and protect life. This I declare solemnly, out of free will and on my word of honor, as a member of OSHAssociation UK, promoting safety and saving lives. So help me God. Good.
At this point, I also want to recognize our fellows who are online for this investiture. We have the lead commercial petroleum products marketing company, PPFC, Mrs. Ramatu Mohammed. She's joining this investiture online. And we also have Dr. Kuroshi, the Registrar, Chief Executive Officer, Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria. He's also online joining this induction process ongoing. So at this point, I think we have to proceed to the presentation of the plaques. So Professor and so we have okay, Mr. Chris. Starting with Mr. Chris.
Mr. Chris, are you ready?
Okay. President, I have the honor and privilege to present this fellowship certificate to Mr. Chris Adigu. Welcome and wish you best. Congratulations.
Following in line is Engineer Omar Suleiman Mohammed.
On behalf of the original president, I have the singular honor and privilege to present you the fellowship certificate and the correct supplement as a new fellow. Congratulations.
Following in line is Mr. Abayomi Dixon. Please also be advised that all your packages, membership ID cards, lapel pins, and so many other packages are all inside Z-Over.
On behalf of the original president, I, Chairman, Council of Fellows, have the singular honor to present this certificate as a new fellow of the Great Institute. Congratulations, welcome aboard.
Following in line is Engineer O.O.G. Right.
On behalf of the
represented by.
We have the honor to correct you as a new fellow. Congratulations for doing this on behalf of the original president, who is our secretary.
Following in line also is Mr. Adams Imosi. All our fellows, please, as you receive your packages, kindly also hang on for group photographs.
On behalf of the original president, I, Chairman, Council of Fellows, have the honor to welcome you for the fellow, brand new. Congratulations.
Representative of Mr. Taiwo Olutola should kindly march forward to receive on behalf of the president. Thank you.
Yes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor as a chairman with pride to thank our mommy, Dr. Comfort, who is sitting for the head of civil service of the Federation, as a patron of this great institute. She has done very wonderfully well for the institute by mandating the public sector of the Federation to key in onto OSH, and OSH is marking is turning.
Please, all the fellows, please kindly line up for group photographs, please. All the fellows. Yes, all the fellows kindly march forward with your flags, if possible, to take group photographs. All the brand new fellows first. Fellows. All the fellows, group photographs. All the existing fellows in the house, please also kindly join. All the fellows in the house, please kindly join this group photograph. Thank you. All the fellows in the house, please kindly join this group photographs. Thank you. Why this is being concluded soonest, all the members, associate members, all the members, associate members should be getting ready for a very proactive induction. And all the members also virtual, please also get ready. Get ready to join the next line of induction. Thank you. Easy.